man some rum.
Yeah, Captain Morganish.
Hello, hello.
Okay, hey, how you doing? This is Picturesque Pictures, and this is a certain edition. I think it's edition 4, with 3 Days in the Saddle. And this band has been. It's the core is who's the core? There's.
Alyssa, yeah.
Well,
There
yeah.
you go.
Before it evolved from another band, right?
Carl and I played back east at a band called Sunshine Family Band that we did like Strictly Dead stuff.
Yep, in West Virginia.
And then we moved out here and decided we wanted to find some new players. And
You know, I knocked around at the old Coyotes on Wednesdays and Thursday nights with Sean Richmond and Adam Frischman, doing that for a while until Zach and I just said, hey, you know, he's going to get some more bass equipment. Let's put something together.
Yeah.
So 2 years ago, we did this. I knew Nick from open mics at
at
I
Coyotes.
bet-
That playing with
Coyotes
blues guys
and
called
Ziggy's.
them up like, hey, I'm bored with this. What are you guys doing?
trying to put something together. And, you know,
Well,
for 2 years now, it's been rolling.
that's awesome. I feel like this band has some feet. It seems like it's starting to move a little bit. Let's try and get some influences on you. I mean, my first influence. I mean, I have a heavy metal influence, and then I started liking the Stones and all that stuff. If you guys want to like go and like talk about like, we'll start over there and we'll talk about some influences and how you came to be in the band. And
My name is Mike Dooley.
yeah.
Some of my influences, I'd say.
Mike motherfucking Dooley.
Yeah, we forgot that part. Yeah.
Language children.
Cream and Hendrix and actually my early teenage years, like Slipknot, and I was into metal.
Okay, yeah.
even. And like, but I got into Herbie Hancock and Lettuce and some of the funkier stuff.
Okay, so what
Recently
areas
as
of
well.
country are you from?
I'm from Chicagoland
Okay.
area.
Okay, that's the
So-
Slipknot kind of area.
Yeah. not any, yeah, I'm not in there anymore.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I mean, we're all good with the influences. We make mistakes.
Yeah. There you go.
Like, the important
You
thing
can't
is
help
that
where you're from.
you're into music, and that's, you know.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of what started you off where you're going.
Yeah, I had like a lot of heavier influences initially, and then I, dumbed it down, and not dumbed it down, but like, made my kit more. I got more focused on groove and
Okay,
like the
yeah,
stuff
that's
that
That's awesome.
I don't know. I just love. How did I get in this band? Is that the next question?
Yeah, we don't have.
We stalked him.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
We stalked him. We were going to his other band gigs, and we were just like, you know,
What band was
hey,
that?
Mike, hey, Mike, and then, you know, just
The last band I was in.
What was that band?
Oh, that was Slightly Tove
Oh yeah, okay.
and
cool.
Yeah.
Pat O'Hara band.
Okay.
That's the last group I
Hey,
was
good
in.
stalking.
So that's what I was starting out
Cool.
with, and
Zach and I went out there one night and we saw him. We listened to him play a bunch of stuff. It was like, we're stealing that guy.
Sorry, Patrick.
I didn't know it at the time, and
It's just good.
Cutthroat.
It's tough.
Yeah.
You know, and he wanted to play. He's eager to play. He's hungry to play. He's one of these really young, hungry musicians that's just all about playing and wanting to get better. I mean, he'll call us up, hey, can I come over to the house and practice my drums?
That's important.
Well,
yeah,
you know,
that's what we
yeah.
want. Yeah,
We're like,
yeah.
yeah, come
Yeah.
on, sure, come on over. Because if
Yeah.
he comes on over, if Nick's around and Zach's around, then we get an impromptu practice. So
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's-
and I'm always looking
that seems
for
like
new
the way to do it. It
influences.
seems like a lot of bands, like you're drawing, you're like, come practice, and like, oh, I don't know.
But yeah, it's
So-
like pulling teeth
Yeah.
a lot of times. People, they don't want to practice, and that's the whole thing. I mean, you can't, we're not the caliber of musicians that we can just, go to work 8 hours a day, show up at a gig, and just have everything be spotless and not a mistake, not a glitch. You're not human if you do that. So, I mean, for us to get
You
as
do that
much
sometimes.
You get
Yeah,
more
I mean, I-
connection. You get more connection. And when everybody knows where everybody's going,
the more we
it
get
just
to
makes
play
that much
together,
better.
the more familiarity it breeds, and it just makes you tighter and that much more of a cohesive
I just call it a
unit.
conversation.
Yeah, it's
once
all
you're-
about
once
the-
you're all conversing and you know what's going to happen,
Yeah.
then you can go deeper in the conversation.
And Mike,
Yeah.
for a younger guy, is just extremely intuitive on his drumming. It was like, when when we ended the last set with The Music Never Stops, and I mean, I'm just looking back there listening to the, you know, it's like,
That was really cool. That syncopated run you were doing right there.
killing
That
it. Yeah,
was cool.
It's just like, and it's, you know, it's good to be around young people that are driven, that want to play more, that just don't, you know, like a lot of musicians feel like, oh, I don't need to practice. I know this. I've been playing this music for, you know, but no.
There's always more to learn.
Yeah, there's always more to learn. It's just constant learning.
The one time Mike Keneally came and played, and from Frank Zappa.
Yeah.
He came in, took the band, had them practice, and he never took his guitar off. He went to the bathroom and he had his guitar on, and and then he came out of the bathroom and his guitar was on. Yeah. They had the hotel behind that. He walked to the hotel with his guitar on. He did not take his guitar off. You know, I was like,
Oh, you did good.
I was
need
like,
to be
okay.
that dedicated. Some guys can just get up and play a spotless.
I know a guy
just
that walks to the bathroom with his guitar all the
Yeah,
time.
a spotless performance. And anybody I know. But no, I mean practice is essential. It is essential. It's essential for the band just to build a stronger chemistry and camaraderie. It's essential to, you know, get the material down, because, you know, we never play the same thing twice. We have never, like tonight, we had a set list, so it's like, what are we gonna play? Okay, let's play. You know,
Set list. Who the fuck writes a set
we'll
list?
wing it. Yeah. But no, I love having Mike in the band, and yeah, we basically stole him from another band, which
Good,
is, you know.
good steal, good steal.
Yeah, good steal.
And I do have to add, I had some more of, like, I'd say like a few more influences of mine would be like Deep Purple and like Weather Report,
Yeah.
and like also the Allman Brothers and especially the Dad. And I have more to say as well.
Yeah.
Obviously.
You like the Grateful Dead 2 guy.
And I also gotta give a shout out to DJ Williams and Quan Turner
Cool.
and Shots
Awesome, yeah.
Fired and those guys.
Yeah.
have
Those guys love-
recently
those guys-
had me
Yeah,
like,
you can't help be influenced by the other local musicians.
Oh, yeah.
And that's
Like-
important too. That's because it's like
Absolutely.
you have to have contemporary influence. I mean, like
Yeah.
influences
Sure.
that you can see too. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that because that
You know,
builds.
Mike Peterson from
Yeah.
4 Point.
Mike
You know,
Peterson.
we love Mike.
I
Mike,
watch Fleet play, and I'm just
You
like,
know,
Oh,
yeah. You know,
thanks, Fleet.
Todd Stoops and Marcus Rezak and all the people that come through,
Oh,
man,
yeah.
they're all influences in one way or the other. You know, we steal a lot of shit from everybody.
Cool. Let's go with you.
Cool. My name's Alyssa. I sing. I randomly found these motherfuckers on Craigslist, which is like random.
Misconnections on
Yeah.
there?
Yeah. Yeah. How did I stumble upon
Look
Carl
after-
Kushner? I don't understand.
We got lucky.
Yeah. Well, I got lucky.
Aw.
Yeah, but I've been probably singing with these guys. I think a little over a year now.
A year and a half or something.
Yeah,
I heard
year and a half,
sec-
anyways.
First, second gig was with Melvin Seals with
Yeah.
us. First
Time
time we opened
flies.
with him and
Yeah.
Bianchi's.
I feel like you're in pretty good shape of the band. Like I mean, it definitely.
Dude, she's the shit.
Yeah, I mean,
She's
it's
the
def-
pretty one
Yeah,
in
yeah,
a lot
yeah,
of
yeah.
aspects.
No, but I mean, it's definitely
Sounds
like
pretty,
it gives the
looks
variety, and I mean, there's songs that you just kill.
Yeah,
You
I
can
mean,
throw
That is
everything.
true. You do
Yeah.
kill. You do kill it.
we get to do a whole lot of different stuff because of Alyssa's presence in the band.
It brings-
and even with the arrangements of some of the dead stuff we do, it's
Yeah,
I
you've
think a lot
changed
of the
some
songs.
arrangements that are. I'm like,
Some-
okay. I was like, this is the same song. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I think some of the songs lend themselves better to the feminine touch of the vocals. Than
Not to mention the harmonies we can,
yeah,
we
the
can
harmony,
do now.
yeah, it's notwithstanding.
What song do you feel like you've changed or you've made most yours? That like I would say like we made a dead standard that you've kind of like.
West LA
Yeah,
Fadeaway.
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, we turned that one into a straight boogie tune.
Yeah, we tried to
like
keep
50s
it-
style rock and roll boogie, you know.
Keeping with the name of the 3 Days in the Saddle, we tried to, put a little more hitch in the giddy up on that song. Yeah, a little,
Yeah.
little bit more, but take it out of the minor key and make it a little bit more of a major key rave up sort of a
Yeah.
boogie woogie thing. It was funny because, when we've played that song and that particular arrangement, we've gotten a lot of decent response. But the coolest thing was a while ago when we played up at Steamboat, and a bunch of people were there, and everybody was having a good time, and we played that, and there was one real diehard Deadhead there in the audience. He was like, Hated it.
Not having it.
I
Yeah,
didn't like it.
but that was cool because it's like we did this arrangement, you know, to try and be like what we're trying to get across with the band, because we want to be a little bit more boogie and a little bit more of the cowboy stuff as opposed to the psychedelic stuff.
Yeah.
But that guy was honest, and he was sincere, and he was
Can't
straight up.
please all the people
He
all the
loved
time.
everything else the rest of the night. He hated that arrangement, but that was cool.
I didn't meet that guy.
Yeah, that was cool because he was like, yeah, you guys are right, but I hated that West LA.
Fine, we're gonna keep doing it.
Yeah, we'll do it again for you.
Yeah, because that was the thing.
You'll
It's like,
grow
we're
to
gonna
like
keep
it.
doing that.
Yeah,
But
right.
it just shows you that, yeah, you've got your diehards. But the thing is like, for me, I grew up in the D.C. area, so a lot of the music I grew up listening to, especially like by my senior year in high school, I started playing in clubs in that area because drinking age was 18 back then, and rockabilly was real big. And the guy that I was my mentor on guitar, Danny Gatton, who no longer with us, but he played this style of music which they called like hillbilly jazz. So most of all my influences are, you know, the hillbilly jazz, the Jeff Beck, the Deep Purple, all the guitar stuff I started listening to when I was like 12, 13, 14, and then when I got into the Dead and then got into all the, so just trying to, like, everything that I've stolen and absorbed all gets thrown into what
that
we're
has
trying to do with For 3 Days in the Saddle.
A lot has to do with the DC area.
Yeah, a lot of it's
You
the
grew up
DC
playing
area
in those
influence,
guys.
you know, playing in R&B bands and blues bands and rockabilly bands and, you know, kind of stuff like that. So I like to put a little more twang and a little, you know, in my Dead than a lot of the other guys do. But I think that's what makes us is, you know, the twang.
I'm recalling a Bob Weir interview, and someone was talking about Victim of the Crime and saying that the fans didn't really like it that much, and he's just like, those sniveling tweezers just didn't have to deal with it. So, you know, sometimes people have to deal with
Because
things
there is a thing of, like, when you play a song that you write, you play it yourself for yourself. You play it for the crowd,
Yeah.
though. But you play it for yourself, and then but ultimately it's like
Hopefully the crowd likes it.
well, yeah, hopefully the crowd likes it. We're gonna play it anyway, and you know that's the same thing. But I thought it was so cool because he was like, "Yeah, guys killed everything." I hated that one arrangement, but he was extremely.
It's different.
It's
different.
It's
and
very different, and that guy was genuine, and he was sincere. He wasn't trying to be malicious
Yeah.
or spiteful or anything like that. But it's like that's good. Even though it was negative, it was still good positive feedback because we touched a nerve on something. Now it wasn't the right nerve, but we still touched a nerve. But it still means though, like, you know, what we're gonna do is we're gonna hit some people on certain things, and they may like the way we do the arrangements. They might not. But we're still gonna give you your money's worth. We're gonna entertain you. You know.
Okay, I guess let's go with your influences right now and see.
I grew up listening to a lot of Allman Brothers and Dead in my family from a young age. I was going to Allman Brothers shows probably when I was like 10 or 11. It was like this every summer. The family would go to see the Allman Brothers in Pittsburgh.
Did you were you like initially into it? Because
No.
it's like taking my son to some of those shows. He doesn't want to listen to. He knows
Right.
it's good, but then he's like
Yeah.
I'm gonna go listen to the hip hop right now.
Yeah. At
He did
first,
that too.
I did that. Well, it's
He
funny.
still does that.
It's funny. At first, yeah, I was really into it, and then like I hit my teenage years, and I wanted to rebel and this and that.
You want to hang out
And
with
I was
friends.
like, yeah, and I was like, okay, let's listen to it. So I spent about 3 years listening to rap, and then I was like, I hit high school and I found some friends in high school that were into Dead, and I was like, yeah, my whole family's into this stuff, and then I kind of like, it really clicked again for me, and that's the way it's been ever since, you know. So influences Phil, obviously, Alan Woody, I listen to that guy and I'm blown away. I don't know if he's much of an influence to me at all, but I really love listening to James Jamerson play bass. I think he's one of the greatest to ever do it. I couldn't ever hope to play the way he does, you know what I mean? But
Motown groove.
yeah, so yeah. But
You're up.
Nick, I guess a lot of my influences when I was younger, I was real into, you know, Metallica, Megadeth, all that thrash metal kind of stuff. I was, you know, young and angry, and that helped me get all that anger out as I, you know, grew a little older and, you know, stopped being so angry at life. You know, I figured I'd slow down and you know, I saw a band up in Boulder actually do Allman Brothers Whipping Post, and I had no clue what it was, and I was just like, holy shit, this was amazing. Who was that? And the guy was like, oh, that was Allman Brothers. And I was like, oh, Allman Brothers band, huh? Maybe I'll check them out. So I got live at Fillmore East 71.
Wait, how long ago was this?
God, this was
So you
like,
grew up in Boulder, or is that where?
I
band
grew
were you
up
seeing?
in Westminster, so
Yeah.
I was just up in I was like 18. All my friends were going to CU, so we're all up there at the Fox seeing, I don't even remember the name, Menagerie or some band like that. And you know, I've never been an Allman Brothers guy. You know, I was always into that hard metal sound. You know, and got an Allman Brothers Fillmore West 70 or Fillmore East 71 CD, and was like, God, this is just freaking awesome. Like, all the songs are 20 minutes long, and it's just awesome. And I thought, well, so this is this jam band stuff. Maybe I ought to get a Grateful Dead CD and see what this jam band thing is like. So I got Fillmore East 1971 from the Grateful Dead, and just boom, lights out, game over. Life was never the same again. And all of a sudden, I had dreadlocks for a little while, stopped wearing shoes. Life was over, you know. But
That's the album.
and then I
for
went
me.
that direction for a long time. I was huge into bluegrass. Yonder Mountain String Band was like my jam for a while. Jeff Austin was one of my big heroes. And then moved on to now I'm a spread head. I love me some Panic. JB's the man. And yeah, that's kind of where I've landed now. So stoked to be playing with these guys. Feels like the
We're stoked
band
to
I've
have you.
waited my whole life to be part of. So it's been pretty awesome, pretty wild ride. We got a lot coming up,
We got a lot coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
a lot of big things on the horizon. So opening for Garage Mahal here soon
gonna
in
be
your
awesome.
new
Yeah.
theater,
Happy
which is going to be
on
done.
Yeah.
Happy on the Crazy Diamond.
Yeah.
Crazy Diamond. Alice
Moving
Crazy
on up.
Diamond. Yeah,
Can't
that should
wait.
be exciting.
That'll be awesome.
Yeah.
It'll be awesome when that
About
stays.
to announce a Boulder Theater show here in a minute.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can talk about that, but.
Or you can edit it out.
Or yeah.
You can talk about it if you want. I mean, Boulder Theater's an awesome place to play. Are you opening for someone, or are you?
We're doing. Is it the Grateful Kids?
It's
Oh, that's
Father's
It's
Day.
a Father's
Oh, yeah,
Day.
yeah, yeah.
Thanks to you,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah,
you
yeah,
helped
cool.
yeah,
thanks to
you quarterback that in
Yeah,
for us.
yeah. June 19th.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
What's early in the morning, or is it
Yeah.
for people?
It's 11:30 to 12:30. Yeah, 1 hour.
Yeah,
It's
that's
great.
awesome. Okay.
The matinee
great.
brunch set.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
bring
we
the
can talk about
mimosas.
that. That'd be awesome.
Not 100% confirmed yet, but we're almost there.
Sounds like it's confirmed.
God, I hope
What do you hope it is?
August 1st.
we're so organized.
August 1st, we have the Minturn Amphitheater of a Minturn doing, which is Jerry's birthday, doing the Minturn Summer Concert Series. That's not technically
So like,
announced
I
yet
don't
either.
really call you guys a Grateful Dead cover band. I should call you. I mean, I don't even know. You're just.
We're gumbo.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
the Grateful Dead we play, we
Yeah.
don't try. Nobody's trying to
Yeah.
be the Grateful
Yeah,
Dead.
yeah, yeah.
I'm not trying to be Bob Weir. He's not trying
Yeah.
to be Jerry Garcia.
I'm not
None of
trying
us
to be
are trying
Donna.
to be.
Okay.
Absolutely
Thank
not.
God. Wait, no.
I like
Donna
that.
Fair's
I like
doing
that.
it too.
Basically, just
But-
playing all the songs that we love the
But
way
we
we
love
like
The way
to play.
we like to
Yeah.
play.
We
You
love
know?
the Dead, and you know you can't get away from that. But there's a
lot more out there.
lot of other music that we've all been influenced by, and I think that
And you've
You know,
been in a couple bands. How many bands you been in?
oh my God,
All of them.
Three? Three, right? Is it three,
I mean,
Carl?
since I've been in Colorado, well, if you want to count that Sugar Pop Country Band, it's been 4 bands, but I mean, it's just like we have so many different other musical influences, and the thing is that what the Dead were American music. The Dead were folk. They were bluegrass. They were rock and roll. They were taking what their influences were and
I'm mixing it into one gumbo.
and mixing it into their plate of gumbo, and that's pretty much what we try to do because it's entertaining. I mean,
It's all-
there are a lot of Grateful Dead / tribute / cover bands in Denver.
You can spit in this town and hit
like,
one. I mean,
as
I
many
ran
as
into
there are
3 on the
pot
street out there.
dispensaries, and so we want to do what we can do to.
Well, I always tell every Grateful Dead cover band, I was like, I want to hear you guys do something that the Grateful Dead would have done.
Yeah.
If they were still around.
And we want to try and do something that's influenced
Yeah.
by that, and to carry
It's
that
all just
on.
about the energy.
Yeah,
we,
it's
we
about
just
the energy,
swing for
it's
the
about-
fences, you
it's
know,
about,
like
it's about the musicians. You know, like what the Dead were able to do when they got into their heavy jamming was everybody had a nice musical conversation on stage, and that transcended out to the audience. They're like, wow, those guys are up there.
and it's
really.
about the conversation
Yeah.
that the audience
Yeah.
gives you
Well,
too. You
there's
know,
that.
they've got a voice
There's
in it
that
too.
as well.
You know,
So,
like
yeah, we love the Dead, but we also like a lot of other R&B and a lot of the stuff that, like, if the Dead were probably around, they'd be doing those, you know, particular different covers and stuff, like the Evangeline. I mean, I knew Jerry loved Los Lobos.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of the reasons, you know, it's why we want to do that song. It's just the Dead and these other influences, because it's really all it's American music and it's rock and roll. It's not necessarily, you know, psychedelic. It got psychedelic because of, you know, what they did to make the music that, but the music in itself is just basic, good old American rock and roll, you know. Hamburgers, French fries, and a Coke.
Yep.
I could.
Yeah.
And you're the newest member of the band, right?
Yeah, I joined.
well, they
Yeah.
join neck and neck,
Yeah,
same
yeah.
week pretty much.
Same.
Bada boom, bada bing.
And
I'm from Wyoming. I grew up listening
let's go with your name and everything.
to. Oh,
So,
Jared. My name's Jared Fisher.
Jared Fisher.
Jared used to play with Home Fried Boogaloo.
Okay.
Yeah, I met them from playing in the other band,
Okay.
and then I saw them a couple of times, and then I wanted to.
Well, we gigged with the All Globe Hall one time.
Yeah.
And at
Globe
the
Hall?
show
Is
here.
that how you stole?
And your
you
mom
stole
said
it?
it'd be okay.
He found us.
Okay, cool.
He emailed us and said, "Hey, if you guys ever need a keyboard player,"
And we're like, yeah,
we
sure.
ever do.
Yeah, it's perfect actually. We've been sitting there like, when the fuck are we gonna get a keyboard player?
We've been,
Boom!
you know, we've been very fortunate because up until finding Jarrett, we've been able to play with, you know, guys like Ben Rafferty and Dylan Tyfer.
Yeah, you had a couple substitute
And
We had
keyboard
Bill
players.
McKay
Bill
one
McKay
night.
and Ted
Nate
Jonas
Todd was
Schultz
one of our good fill-ins.
you know, Paul
So
Capolos
were
from
you,
Flashman.
that was Christmas. We did a couple substitutes. You were gone, and then we had to find another one, or what was?
He wasn't with
He
us
had-
yet.
He
Yeah,
wasn't
been
with
with
us.
us
He was
then.
still on Home Fried Boogaloo.
So we got
that day.
Dylan for one
'cause
night,
they
and then we
opened
got
for us
With
one night.
Dylan for one night, Bill McKay for the
Bill
other.
McKay, so
But we
Yeah.
opened up for them.
Yeah,
on the Saturday night show.
but
Yeah.
it feels like you've been there a lot longer than him, right?
Me, yeah. He's him.
Oh.
These two, yeah.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
Those two.
yeah,
I thought you were saying her. I was
Oh,
like,
no.
I think she's been there a while.
Yeah.
Maybe my
They can't get rid of me
my
anymore.
time frame's skewed, I guess it could be, but cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, I guess I was tired of commuting to Fort Collins, so I quit that band and I looked them up and joined them.
Saddled up.
Yep.
it turns out
Hey, they live a
pretty
lot.
close to
They're a
Collins.
lot closer. I think I want to go
It
play
makes
with these
Proximity
guys.
helps.
Yeah, it's a lot closer than going to Fort Collins, I'm
Yeah.
sure for you. But
When you live down in Parker or beyond
Yeah.
Parker.
No, it's good. Yeah, I just like listening to every band. I guess I just listen to everyone.
And then, how old are you?
36.
36?
20. 21. Me too.
This man ranges from, well, how, you're the youngest?
Yeah, I'm 24.
24
Just
to
turned 24.
about
So this
Oh,
guy-
Forever
24 to
21.
25.
25, yeah.
25 right here.
25 and a half, baby.
cool. Well,
I'm the oldest member of the band, and we'll just leave it at
Okay,
that.
cool.
He's experienced.
yeah, no, experience is good. So, well, we're excited to hear your second set, and first set was awesome.
Thank you,
and,
Jay.
Thank you.
We'll see you again. We'll see you again in a couple minutes, but then we'll see you sometime down the line.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you
Is it,
so
are we
much.
doing May?
Yes.
Raj Mahal.
Yeah.
Garage Mahal,
Yeah.
June 1st.
Garage
Raj Mahal,
June
June
1st.
1st at your
Crazy
wedding.
Diamonds.
Athletes,
So
yeah.
stoked.
Yep.
I'm so excited to play there.
Oh.
It sounds
We
amazing.
have a 2-year anniversary coming up.
Grateful Gnome.
May the 10th at the Grateful Gnome. That'll be
Birthday party.
pretty close to our 2-year anniversary of our very first show.
It seems longer than that. That's awesome, though. You guys have logged a lot of miles.
We've logged
We've got about 65 shows under our belt in the last 2 years. Something,
Yeah.
somewhere in
A
that
lot thanks to
vicinity.
you, Jay.
Yeah,
Thank
a
you.
lot.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, probably I'd say a quarter of those at least are due to you.
Yeah.
So thank you very much.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you.
Okay, well, that's it for tonight.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you so much.
Nice house.
Out there on the neon avenue, feel like a stranger, just like a stranger. Well, hear the music, it's thundering high. You fire a look that says let's go, and I can't stop wondering, hear what you got. Get the feeling I'm gonna find out real soon. Yeah, baby, I feel like a stranger, just like a stranger. You know it's gonna get stranger, so let's get on with the show. Hi. It's talking about you fire, says let's go. Whatever you feel, I like running away. Ain't no point looking behind you, just go. Well, feel like a stranger, just like a stranger.